You're going to enter stuff to others. It's not going to change anything because we took precautions. Just read off the MPV. All right. If this problem had asked for IRR, it's conventional, so I have no problem reading that off. Uh, it'll be 29.2. Suppose we wanted to calculate payback period on this one. In what year do I get my money back without worrying about the present values? Which year? That's the year where the running cash flow turns non-negative, right? Which is highlighted already for you. It's year 3. So your payback period is 2.16. Similarly, discounted payback, it happens in year 3 as well. So that's 254. If the cutoff was 3 years, both of them would have been green lighted. Or 2.5, I don't know. Just to make it regular payback, would say go ahead. Discounted payback, it's on the bubble. It's close enough. Of course, strictly speaking, it should be rejected because it's greater than 254. In fact, I could have even made that into 4-color scheme. I just chose not to. Let's do another problem. Okay, this is an average accounting return problem. Let me do this in a separate sheet. Net incomes are 942, 1065, 111.9. Initial cost is, what is it? 1.8 million. It says depreciation is straight line over 4 years. So then I can calculate the book value last year minus depreciation, accounting return, net income that year divided by book value previous year. And AAR is simply average of those. He should get the message that I don't particularly care about this one. I didn't even do any color schemes on this one. I just did it for the sake of completeness. So this is an example. If you had different years, obviously you can modify that. But I got a average accounting return of 1372. And the question asks, if your required rate of return is 14, would you accept the project? The answer is no, because it's too little. No, because AIR is less than 14%. And the only reason I even spent time on that, just to show you how to calculate the AIR. Okay. This is not too different in nature, but let's do it anyway, since we have time. You have a project that will produce cash inflows of 44.4 for 5 years. What's the IRR if the initial cost is 135? Again, it's 5-year project. Initial cost is 135, and cash flows are all the same. Oops. So what's your IRR? It's not terribly complicated. Just read off the number. 19.25. Again, in an exam, this template is going to be available to you. Uh, I'm not putting a gun to your head. You don't have to use it, but your life will be a lot easier if you did. All you have to do is figure out what's the right set of inputs. Even if you did this for themselves, you were going to have to figure that out anyway. And you can calculate IRR using financial calculators. Have you do it in your own calculators? I'll let you worry about that. And sometimes I say it rather obnoxiously. I really make too much money to teach you how to use your own calculator. If there was only one financial calculator, I would have taught it to you, but there are way too many. Okay, let's do the Sweet Caroline problem. Who knows a thing or two about Sweet Caroline? It's a Neil Diamond song, but it is something special if you are a Red Sox fan. In any home game at Fenway Park, fans start singing it right after the eighth inning. We got a firm, they'd like to buy 134,000 of new candle making equipment. They have a major loan that matures in 3 years, and they do need this money to avoid bankruptcy. It's expected to increase the cash flows by those numbers. Should they buy it back or not? Well, the question is essentially the firm requires a 3-year payback because they need that money. So is the payback period less than 3 years? That's all we need to know, which means I need to calculate that. So how many years of cash flow do I get? That's the first question to ask. Um, actually, four.